Hey everyone, this is Kevin with Divinely Designed, and today I thought I would try my hand at some coloring. I don't have Copic markers, which I know a lot of people use. I have Spectrum Noirs. My local AC Moore was having a sale. They were 50% off. So I bought a whole set of Spectrum Noirs, and I'm going to try doing some coloring today. I've done a tiny little bit of coloring, just on some small images, but I've watched a bunch of videos, so I'm going to try my own hand at it today. And the stamp set I'm using today is from Alleyway Stamps. Let's see if I can get this up here. And it's called Birds of a Feather, and it's sort of a birthday themed one, but it's got lots of cute bird stamps on it. So I'm using this one up here as the main body, and the other one I'll be using is this feather. So I stamped that with some Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I've already created a mask. So out of just some scrap paper, I stamped it and then fussy cut this out. This is just a piece of watercolor paper that I had laying around. And on the back I have some, just a piece of Scotch tape, or Post-it tape, low-tack tape. And now I'm going to use the feather stamp. And I'm going to start out using the feather stamp, and I'm going to kind of go, I want to try and make it even. So I'm going to go 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 12 o'clock, and then I'm going to stamp in between. I'm just going to try and keep it, nice and even. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so now, and my feathers are going to overlap a little bit, like the edges of it, and I think that's probably okay. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to get 4 feathers in between my 3 o'clock and 12 o'clock. And, right, so I guess I think everybody, right, so this being 3 o'clock, this 12 o'clock, and this 9 o'clock. So I got 4 feathers in between, and I'm just going to try and make sure I match that on this side. Okay, awesome. I think that looks great. Get rid of my ink, and I'm going to take my mask off. Perfect. Okay, so there's the image. I think that's stamped really nice. And then let's try a little bit of coloring. Okay, so for my Spectrum Noirs, I'm going to use TB1, TB3, and TB6. And this is going to be the bird body itself. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that stripe there in the middle. But for right now, I'm just going to give this a nice kind of color covering all over, a wash of this really light blue. Okay, and then I'm going to go to TB3, and I'm just going to trace the edges here, kind of partially up the bottom of the belly here, and a little thinner on the edges. Okay, and then my darkest color, my TB6, I'm just gonna trace kind of the very bottom here. And then I'm going to go back to my medium shade and kind of blend that in. And then back to my lightest, and I'm going to draw that up so I can get it all blended. Okay. I'm gonna try, just because I haven't done it before, this is the blender pen, the Spectrum Noir blender pen. And I'm just trying that kind of on the darkest. Okay. I think like some other blender pens, it actually kind of removes color. But, okay. So, I think I'm going to go back here to the rest of the body. Start with my lightest color. Okay, to my medium. And then finally to my dark, just kind of tracing that outer black line there. And back to my lightest color. Sorry. And up here I think I'm just going to add a little bit of the medium at the top of his head there. I think I'll add a little bit of the dark too. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna start on the feathers, and for the feathers I'm using TB5. No, I'm sorry, BT5, BT7, and BT9. Okay. Okay, I think I'm just going to use those two on the outside and BT9 on the inside here. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that. Alright, so I think I'm just going to color the rest of these insides first. Oh, I messed up. Well, we're going to have to try and fix that. I was just coloring away there and I forgot what part of the feather I was coloring. Let's see. I'm not sure how to fix that. We'll see what happens when I just add some of this color over it here. I suppose I could take a white gel pen and go over it. the colors are pretty close, so I think when I use the medium shade, I can probably just cover that up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go in with this medium, and I'm just sort of tracing the outside here. In fact, I think I'm going to not do the tips. I'm just going to do like 3/4 of the way up. I chose these BTs because they have a nice, I think they have a lot of green in them for blues, and I think that, you know, that helps with being peacock feathers. Okay. Alright, and I think I'm going to use the lightest one to do his band here as well. Okay, and then I think let's do some yellow for his eyes here. I'm going to use EB1 and CT1. So EB1. And CT1. I think I'm just going to use 2 colors here. going back to the Evie one. Okay. And then I think we need some orange for the beak. I'm going to use CT4, GB5, and OR1. And these are pretty small, so I don't know that I can do much here. We'll see what we can do. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back with my lightest one and kind of blend them in. Okay. All right. So I think that's the colored image. And I think I want to fix his beak here a little bit. Not quite loving this complete darkness I have there. Okay. I want him to look a little bit more round, sort of in the middle. So I'm gonna try and, that was the middle color. Now I'm just gonna try and blend my lightest color over that. Okay, I think that looks much better. Okay, good. All right, so that's it for, I think, for the coloring, and then we'll put the rest of the card together. Hold on one second. Okay, so we're gonna finish this card off. This is gonna be a pretty simple card. What I thought I would do is, I cut it down a little bit. Oh, and I should mention, I forgot to show, I colored in those purple little feathers on the side, and I used purple for those. I used LV1, LV3, and LV2. LV1, 2, and 3 to do the little feathers on the side there. And then I cut it down a little bit. And I wanted to cut the sides, but you can see, I mean, the stamp goes out pretty far. So I don't think I'm going to cut the sides. I'm just going to round the corners here a little bit. Okay, and then I'm gonna take some adhesive and there. And then I'm going to try and center it for the most part. Actually, I'm going to leave a little bit more room down at the bottom, I think, because I'm going to stamp something. Okay. So this is from the same stamp set. This sentiment, which I just think is funny. So here I'm going to stamp "Shake your tail feathers," and on the inside I'm going to stamp another stamp from that set, and this says "Happy Bird Day." So I think it's silly and fun. And then the last thing I think I want to do is I'm going to use a Wink of Stella pen. This is just the clear pen, and I think I'm just gonna do the outside feathers here and see what that looks like. Okay. Yeah, I think I like just the feathers being sort of glittery. Alright, so there you have it. A pretty quick and easy birthday card. And hopefully you can see some of that shiny glitter on there. Okay. That's it. Okay, so comments, questions, leave them below. Thanks for checking out my video. If you like this video, click on that thumbs up button. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel, click on that subscribe button. And check back often for more soap and paper crafting videos. Thanks very much, everyone. Bye.